Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some fun Halloween treats. Some of them are very easy to do and some of them are a little bit more complicated and involve some baking. They're all really yummy. I even have a healthy one in there, and these are treats that my kids will love to have for snacks. You can send them with their lunches or just as a little treat. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's go ahead and get into the recipes. So the first recipe we're going to start with is a brain jello. I got cherry jello from the store, and I'm just going to make it according to the directions on the back of the package. Once you're done making your jello, we're going to go ahead and put it inside of our mold. I found this brain mold from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it inside of a glass baking dish before I start pulling my jello, just in case I spill. Once we pour it in there, we're going to put it in the fridge and let it set while we work on our other treats. The next treat is a witch's broom. This is the easiest treat that I have in here. It's super quick, and so all you're going to need are some miniature Reese's. You're going to want to unwrap them first and then put them upside down so it looks like the bottom of a broom. And then we are going to take some pretzel sticks and just stick them inside. Before I did this, I put my Reese's in the fridge thinking that it was going to hold them together better when I put the pretzels in, but it actually made them crumble a little bit, which I easily was able to push them back together with my fingers, but I think it probably would have been easier had I left them out at room temperature. Now we're going to go ahead and work on our yogurt bites. I found these really cute silicone molds at Dollar Tree. I got the skeleton and these pumpkins, and I've shown how to make yogurt bites on my channel before in my meal prep video, but in case you missed it, we're just going to use some yogurt. I'm using plain Greek yogurt for mine, and then you're going to also add in some frozen fruit that you'll see in a second. I used a tropical blend, and some apple juice is what I used just to help it blend together. Once it is all blended up, you're just going to go ahead and spoon it into your molds. I've found that the easiest way to do this is to just not even try to keep it clean and just spoon a bunch in there and kind of push it down with the back of the spoon to make sure that it gets all the way in there so that you can actually see whatever impression it is on the mold. So especially for the pumpkins, in order to see the lines, you kind of have to press it down. Once you're done putting them in there, we are going to put it in the freezer and let those set while we work on some more treats. Next treat that we are working on is a peanut butter cookie with a spider on top. So the first step is to take miniature Reese's and unwrap them. And once we are done unwrapping them, we are going to set these aside in the freezer so they can start to harden while we work on the cookies. Once you have those in the freezer, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 375. And we are going to start working on the cookies. So we're going to take 1 stick of butter. I cut it up just to help it melt better, but we're going to go ahead and melt this in the microwave. And we're going to add that to the bowl. I'll have all of the exact measurements of all the ingredients in the description box below with the recipe. But then after you put your butter, you're going to add your peanut butter. And your egg. Brown sugar. White sugar. Vanilla extract. And milk. And then you're going to go ahead and use a hand mixer to mix that all up. And then you're going to add your dry ingredients. We're going to start with the flour, baking soda, salt, and you're going to go ahead and blend that up again until you have the consistency of dough that you want. So once we have that done, I just used my spatula to mix it up a little bit more. I did have some flour on the edge still, so I am just going to mix it up a little bit more before we put these onto the cookie sheet. Now that our dough is done, we're just going to go ahead and roll them into round cookies and roll them into some sugar before we put them on the baking sheet. And we're going to repeat this with all of the dough. Once you have all of your cookie dough on the baking sheet, we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven, and then you're going to set your timer for 8 minutes. While our cookies are cooking, we are going to go ahead and start prepping for the next treat. And I'm just breaking up some Kit Kats. We're going to be making some Muddy Buddies, and we're going to be putting these Kit Kats in with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and crush these all up while I wait for my cookies. So now that my cookies are done, I'm pulling them out of the oven, and while they're still warm, you want to go ahead and get your Reese's out of the freezer. And we are going to just simply put one on each cookie. They are going to melt down a little bit, and that's fine. We're going to also be putting on some candy eyes that you'll see in a second, and so it'll be easier to stick on if the cookies are still warm and the chocolate's a little melty. Once we have all of our candy eyes on, we're going to go ahead and put these aside so they can start to harden up again. And we're moving back to the Muddy Buddy. So I'm starting by putting some chocolate chips in a container. Again, this recipe will be linked below, as well as all the other recipes. I'm going to add some peanut butter in there, and I'm going to also add coconut oil, and then I'm going to melt this down in the microwave, starting with 1 minute, and then I'm going to do 30-second increments after that until it is fully melted. Once your chocolate is melted, go ahead and put that in with your Chex cereal, and then we're going to carefully stir this up. You want to try your best not to break all the cereal, but it is kind of difficult not to, so just mix it up the best that you can. And then we're also going to add our powdered sugar in there as well, and just keep mixing. I ended up moving this from the bowl. You'll see later on in the clip that I ended up putting it on a baking sheet before I added the sprinkles and everything else, and that is because I was having a really hard time at mixing it in the bowl. So if you guys are having trouble mixing it up, try moving it to like a baking sheet or something so that it's easier to stir without crunching up all of the cereal. So now for the fun part, just go ahead and add whatever you want to mix in. Since this is a Halloween one, I'm putting some candy corn, Kit Kats, candy eyes, and some Halloween sprinkles. But you can go ahead and put in any candy that you want. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and pull our Jell-O out. It should be set by now, and we're just simply going to take this out of the mold. I did have a little trouble getting this out, but by just taking a little chunk out with a spoon, the rest of it came out. So here is our brain Jell-O, and here are our spider cookies. So all we're going to do for these is add the legs. And I'm just going to do this by melting more chocolate chips with a little bit of coconut oil, the same way that we did when we did the Muddy Buddies. So I did it for 1 minute, and then I think I had to do it one more time for 30 seconds. So you're just going to do that until it's fully melted. I found the easiest way to put the legs on was with a chopstick, so I just went ahead and scooped up some chocolate and just drew legs on each one of the cookies. That is it for all of our Halloween treats. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. They were all very easy and delicious. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.